jumping over chairs and shit. You are now live in the BTB Gorilla Zone. And this is the BTB Revolution. There's a bunch of gorillas sitting in the Gorilla Zone right now. BTB Gorilla, Coastal DJ. What are they calling you?
Be well.
Be well. Okay, well, that's what I've been calling him anyway. So, we got Be Well in the building. Coastal DJs in the building.
What's happening, y'all?
And this Crown Royale is in the building. And yeah, every king needs a crown. Let's go ahead and get popping.
Hell yeah. Be well, how you been?
I've been alright. I can't complain.
Gotcha, man.
Slow and steady.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming in, man, for real. Gorilla, how's it acting?
Shit, further than anybody else's. Hey, everything is good, man. Everything is good. I can't even say everything is good. It's like situational. My life is good, but the world is fucking weird as fuck right now.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the dangerous part. Whereas though you can have a good life, and you're like, shit's not quite right now. So you know what I mean? Like how good is good life when the world is kind of doing some weird shit?
That's a confusing statement. You know what I mean? For sure.
Yeah. Hey, if anybody's down for it, Gorilla knows I like to kick off any airtime show with a little salute, little cheers. This is cheers to BTB. Cheers to that right there, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no, life is good. That Crown is good. Life is really good when you have Crown and Red Bull. I'm trying to tell you. So, you guys have never put the Crown and the Red Bull together? I'm just saying, you've probably done that, but you got to do it if you haven't done it.
Is that the new school lime and the coconut? Shake it all up.
I was on the Red Bull and
I'm
Crown
down
before
for Crown and
everybody
Red
was
Bull
doing
and
it.
Island.
Instead of Rita's Ice, that's a Rita's Life. That's
Rita's
the mixer. That's the mix-up.
Yeah, I've been on that shit. I've been on that shit. But what I wanted to what I was talking about earlier was motherfucking like these IRL streams and shit. And motherfucking like even when I pulled up, this motherfucker was on his phone watching some shit on fucking YouTube or some shit. It's just like content in general. The entertainment world has changed, nigga. Like we not sitting here watching movies and shit no more. We sitting around watching other people do shit
Make money.
and fucking scandals and shit.
Yup.
You know what I'm saying? It's like
I do love watching IRL streams. Scandals?
Not so
you're
much.
just in school with that.
Yo.
You're in school at that point.
what you mean?
Huh?
What you mean?
Can't say that on this channel. Can't do that. No, but it teaches you so much. I mean, when you're watching scandal videos, like when you're watching schemes, like there's notorious people out there that are somehow not banned on YouTube.
Right.
But they'll like straight up release a video on how to press a card and like
Okay,
how to
I
like
got what
RFID
you're saying.
somebody, or I think that's RFID, but like how to get into somebody's wallet and get their numbers, which we do not.
Condone.
It's not what we do here. We don't condone it, but like they're not taken off YouTube. But then you see somebody, God forbid, somebody show a fucking titty.
Right. I'd much rather see
Then
a
I
titty
get that pulled
instead
out
of
of my
somebody
life, but I
showing a
still
way
get
to beat
taught how to
somebody.
steal credit cards.
Right.
Yeah, the fact that they're showing titties everywhere on X and stuff though is fucking crazy.
Hey man, just straight up, can we take a minute to talk about the amount of titties that have been servicing the fucking media lately?
Boob
X.
job.
TikTok's got bitches flashing.
Damn, TikTok's allowing that now?
Hey, I was scrolling through TikTok the other day, I was mind blown. I came across the whole fucking nude, and I'm like, I don't fucking know what. But it scares you, because nowadays,
Yeah, because
nowadays,
you got
seeing somebody post a
little
nude image,
kids on TikTok. For
seeing
sure.
anyone's
sure.
nude image online is terrifying as
Yeah.
a man nowadays.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a
If you
second,
have
because
kids,
people
for
don't-
sure.
People don't realize that it is terrifying to be a man nowadays.
Man, look,
Listen.
you don't know if it's and that's the bad part about it. You can't even really talk about it.
Yeah, see,
You can't even say. You gotta
you
think about how
censor
you're gonna
yourself.
say that shit well.
Yep.
as bad
I
as it
mean-
is, like I remember being 11 years old when I made Facebook. I think I was supposed to be like 13 or 15, And I was like, yes, I am. And they let me on. It's like,
right. I remember that.
it
Yep,
really
had to
is
agree to
scary
age.
because
Yeah.
as adults, we go on these sites
It's so easy
with
to
the
lie about
impression
your
of
age.
everything you see on this site is from an adult.
Yep.
Yeah.
It is from somebody of age to be on
Yep.
this platform. And ain't no reason for anybody below 18 to be on
And
X.
like you
Hands
said, you
down,
just
well,
click.
Elon, I love you.
Right.
Elon, I love
right.
you. But there's no fucking reason for anyone below the age of 18 to have an X account.
And like you
No.
said, anybody can click a button and say, yes, I'm 18 and
And
over.
I've been there before.
And they'll be 12 years old sitting right there
Yeah.
clicking that button.
But see, we're in such a heightened state of awareness as a civilization. But at the same time, we are so heavily flawed.
Yeah.
Even though that awareness is supposed to be there, we hear about it all the time. Dr. Disrespect, man, they came out, they blasted him talking about some. He was like messaging an underage or something like that. Somehow I guess the case resolved itself. I don't know too much information on that. But then when he came back on platforms, like his stream platform was like, we're not offering you a deal.
Right. You see a lot of these older guys or rich fellas that end up, you find them wrapped up in kitty crap.
Like, it's just some
bunch of
rich
kitty
nigga
shit.
Like they get tired of it or something. Like they get tired of. I don't know. I just can't get.
I don't want to
to
rationalize.
I
don't.
I can't even.
Can everybody here agree? Like you want to understand because like true crime interests everybody or a lot of people.
For
You're
sure.
like,
For
oh shit,
sure.
what? Mafia, fucking Big Meats is out. Like you're looking
Right.
at the backstories now.
Cartel.
But yeah, but it's like you always look
Everything.
at backstories. But when it comes to the sex profile stuff, it's like, is that conspiracy? Like digging into that case, like.
Yeah.
And you could ask him. I covered Diddy the second he was arrested. But even that, I was careful of when I went, like where I went to get sources, because I'm like, I don't want to wrap myself up going through a source that's posting it without the license or without the authority of this or that figure and everything. Like it's.
Yep. And a lot of people don't have them precautions like you have with yourself when you go doing that, because you open yourself up to a lot of shit
And the
if
internet
you don't have
nowadays,
precautions
I
with
mean,
yourself.
I'll say this, from the seat over here. I look so far into things because I can't know what to trust when I see it anymore.
AI.
Like, when it comes to news or like,
Yeah.
I just read the other day that Charleston White was shot and killed in Chicago.
False.
Charleston White was on an interview that night.
False.
It was right after you and I watched the interview with Charleston. He did another one that night and was like, they celebrated my motherfucking death. He was like, and I wasn't even, hands down, of all places,
Wasn't
Chicago's
even
gonna
dead.
celebrate your death, brother.
Wasn't even dead.
But he wasn't even dead, so it's like when you see that stuff,
Right.
you hold. You hold. Like, I only hit him with breaking shit when I've checked it again. Like, when the Diddy shit happened, I checked it again, and it was everywhere, and I hit him. And then the other night, I think it's the former CEO of Abercrombie & Fitch, has now been charged in sex trafficking.
Gee.
He looks like.
He
I'm
looks
not
to
gonna
fit.
lie. Yeah, I'm
Back
not
in the
gonna lie.
day, that was like questionable.
Hey,
Have you seen, bro? Have you seen the boy?
Seen his
and you see
clothing.
The little boy toys or whatever he be keeping with him, bro. That shit look crazy.
Yeah.
The shit look like something out of a horror movie.
And hands down, like, he's kind of like when Epstein came out of nowhere. He was this big sex ring operator and shit like that. And I was still young then. This is back when, I think in Palm Beach County. When he got hit for that, he got hit for some kind of, like, I think it wound up being, like, hiring prostitutes.
Right.
Even though they were, like, underage.
It's so fucked up
But,
how sex
Yo,
drives
they
so
buried
much
it.
shit.
They buried it. And then
Yeah.
Epstein came out again, and the world knew about Epstein. And it's like,
Monster.
it's like, yo, nah, like, this Abercrombie & Fitch guy, but now we're in that nature to where I'm sitting here thinking, like, he probably did it. Like,
yeah.
when
Yeah,
really,
as soon as
you're
that
innocent till proven guilty. You look at a picture of him, he looks.
What do you think about every?
Suspect
I
as
can't
shit.
say everybody, but I've seen quite a few more people now saying that we all jumped on Diddy too fast and said that he was all guilty and everything too fast. What do you think about that?
I could speak on behalf of my coverage with Coastal DGen and the BTB Revolution. I hosted unbiased coverage. I was not saying he was guilty. I was not
Absolutely.
saying he wasn't guilty. I wasn't saying any of that. I was showing what was being delivered by trusted news sources at that time.
Absolutely.
And that is what we
And
showed.
this man had been doing it for years undercover.
So
Years.
are biased.
That's
You
what-
are
Years.
biased.
Allegedly.
From
Alright,
allegedly.
Hey, to all the community,
Allegedly.
Be Well is biased as shit, obviously.
I think most of the world is for real, bro. When it
And
comes
it-
to the Diddy situation,
I come in from a
he
biased
ain't getting a fair
perspective.
shake. He not getting a fair shake.
From
Now,
what I
you see
heard-
the amount of people that are coming out now, dude, they made a, and I'm gonna say this. This is another topic that's hard to talk about when you're a man, because the Diddy situation.
Oh.
Because with the way I'm going to explain it, it might seem like something or something, but it's like they made a hotline for Diddy victims. You didn't see that happen with R. Kelly.
No. No.
You see that happen with big time situations. Epstein didn't have a hotline, and if he did, please chat, let me know, because I'm uninformed. But I'm just saying, me as a man talking about this,
P. Diddy was just in everybody's limelight for so many years, for so long. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
he's a
And
dude,
that's
the
what
word
made it
mogul
like
is him and Jay-Z.
so crazy.
Like literally, him and Jay-Z are mogul.
Yeah. Huh.
It's like hearing all that shit. I will say that I'm proud that I broadcasted what was happening in a fair way.
Absolutely.
There was no he did this or he didn't
Like
do
you
this.
said, bias.
This was
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
This is legitimately me just laying the facts out, and I was discussing it with people. This is what's going on. This is what's happening.
Yeah.
This is what's being released right now. This is what the feds are accusing him of.
Right.
But nowadays, dude, it's a scary place.
You definitely
for-
always have to go with the facts. You know what I mean?
Well, we don't have a whole lot of facts.
We
so
really don't. It's a
it's
lot of
like
speculation.
We
with Diddy.
broadcast
True.
a whole lot of, like you said, it's more or less news content, media content.
It's what's being released.
So
Right.
it's not a personal opinion. We're not going
Yeah.
and creating media.
That's why it's hard not to be
by.
biased. You know what I mean? When you hear a bunch of this, people run with that stuff. You know what I mean?
It's the same thing with anything.
That's what's
Also,
sad.
society
That's what
runs
it's
with it,
sad.
yeah.
That's
It's
what's
the same with
sad.
anything.
Like really, you made a I think it might have been on one of our podcasts, you made a comment, you were like, it's hard to even, commentate on some of these stories now
Absolutely.
without, because like right or wrong, we hear about this list all the time. We've been
Oh,
hearing
yeah.
about Epstein's list for years.
Never seen it.
Never seen
Never
that.
seen it.
Now there's Diddy's list.
Never seen
We've
it.
never seen it, but then we have people coming out, and I'm not knocking anybody. We have people coming out left and right talking about some, he fucked so-and-so at this, or he took dick here and there, or, they did this, or they did that, or they were in this hidden room party.
Just
at
like
Diddy's
Justin
party.
Bieber crying on camera.
And
Mhm.
see all that stuff, but there's no actual evidence
True.
of any of it happening.
Yep.
Ever.
You never know nowadays with nothing. It's sad. People make up and it will
We're
go
in a
so.
country now that
they
you're
will go
guilty
so
until you prove
far.
yourself innocent.
People will go so far nowadays to be the victim to get a check.
That's the fucked up part. We got so much of it. That's why I named the title of this one, "The World is a Stage," because it's like even with that, so you got the victim side, you got the person that's doing it side, then you got the media who's just going to try and eat because they know that people want to hear shit, so they're
Mhm.
going to throw out shit. 'Cause
And they're
we
gonna get
got-
rich off it. They don't
Right,
care.
we have a
The
unanimous
media
list
don't
of names
care.
that we've been waiting for from several trials. Eventually, people say, "Well, you know what? They're not going to give us the names, but we know that it's got to be certain people out there." So you're going to start guessing, like who the fuck else are these people that are involved?
But
that
if you
nobody's
look at
talking
that,
about?
if you look at that train, where you rely for your news source from,
Mhm.
if and there are people out there that simply, if their news source that they trust says something, that's
it.
real, and that comes with everything. I mean,
Wow.
from politics to gas prices to Diddy, like all of it. It's all of it. They can hear from one source and be like, "This is it. That is the truth."
Yeah.
Fuck
Absolutely.
them.
Absolutely.
Like, the last thing I guess I'll say about the Diddy situation is like, how do they expect anyone in this world to be an unbiased juror? You show me
It's
12
hard.
people that do not know who Sean Diddy Combs is,
Yeah.
and I, dude, hands down, I'm wrong.
Absolutely.
I'm wrong on everything I've ever
Absolutely.
said.
He was in such
I
a
knew P
widespread
Diddy was when I was a
age
fucking
generation.
kid.
Yeah.
My dad listened to rock
Mhm.
growing up.
Mhm.
P Diddy was mentioned on 93.5.
Right.
Like, bro, You show me 12 people in the world
He's a
who
big guy.
legitimately don't know who P. Diddy is.
Yeah.
Okay, so this part I didn't cover yet, right? So I was watching this clip, and they were saying that Diddy was supposedly putting together a political party, a black political party or whatever. This is all alleged. Look,
Allegedly.
I've seen the video.
Allegedly.
I've seen the video of him saying this, but
Mike keeps saying shit like he know he's a
but
legend.
I just gotta put it out there because they're saying that this is a possibility of why the focus is so heavy, and like you said, like who can give him a fair shake right now with the way it's portrayed. I'm just throwing that out there for the people that they say that Diddy was starting to put together a black political party with a bunch of young black politicians and stuff. This is what was he said it in the interview.
But we've seen that with a couple different people too. Like when Paul Walker fucking died at the charity event, apparently he wasn't even driving the car. Apparently he was about to out the Clintons for their involvement in
No shit.
child trafficking. See, but I've heard this. I don't know what to believe. So it's like I've seen.
I remember you were having this conversation with me the other day, telling me.
So like
Yep.
I saw
Yep.
Yo, it's hands down. Like I saw this conversation the other day, like a snippet, and it was like Paul Walker was about to reveal the Clintons' involvement directly into child trafficking, and then he dies. Then it's like if Diddy's doing an all African American political party, anyone that's going against political parties in this country is crazy. There's a reason there's been a two-party
Politics
system.
is very dangerous.
Because, and this comes from somebody, heads up, chat, this comes from somebody who has never once voted in their life. This will be my first year voting. Apparently, you have multiple offers. I found out there's a Green Party, there's Independent, like all kinds of shit. Like,
wow, I didn't know.
Why is there two main options then? If we're talking candidates, then we should be seeing different parties. The greatest candidate should be the one that everyone's talking about.
True.
When's the last time you watched anything and said, this independent candidate is on fire? Like, you've not seen it.
No, absolutely not.
You've never seen it. It's like...
But when it comes to politics, do you ever feel like...
telling the truth?
No, not...
No.
And politicians go together. But do you ever feel like... It's just like with the NFL and the NBA. Like, we want the best players on the court. There's other people that can play basketball, of course. But we
Absolutely.
don't want to see these fuckers.
Absolutely.
Yeah, nobody said wants to see me out
So,
there.
like, why is it not like that with politics? Like, don't you feel like, damn, like, there's like, out of all these people, we get a choice of, like, 4 that to whittle down through, like, what the fuck is going on?
And they're always so old. And they're always so old.
You know what I'm saying?
Going back to that James thing, what was it, Golden State? I read a report saying Golden State was looking at Bronny and passed it up out of respect to LeBron because he wanted to play a season with his son.
Wow.
And I was like,
that's cool.
I was like, well, yeah, good thing.
I was just watching YouTube videos earlier of them at their house, just taking shots back to back from each other. You know what I mean? Getting it in.
That shit easy when you at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got millions of people watching you on TV, and you got thousands in the stadium.
True.
And here's the thing: people don't realize Bronny was a streamer.
What?
I didn't know
Bronny
that.
played games with FaZe Clan.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, if the NBA did not work for Bronny, FaZe Clan had an offer for him to join.
Wow.
Just the other night, if you look it up, just the other night, all of FaZe Clan, they just ended their 30-day subathon. Shout out FaZe Clan. They just ended their 30-day subathon. Largest numbers on a 30-day subathon in years. Largest. They did 30 days straight, slept on camera and all. Just like Neon, but there was no bands in theirs.
Right.
They went 30 days fucking straight.
Wow.
That whole group showed up. Taking photos of Bronny before his last game with Bronny's jersey turned backwards so the cameras could see the name.
So what was he streaming?
Damn.
Was
He was playing video games with him. We'd have to look that up. I don't know, but I do know.
Was like, I'm a beast in 2K, so I'm gonna go out there and hit the court. You know,
right?
I'm just saying, like,
you're gonna be using me as one of these guys later. You're gonna be playing me.
FaZe is up there with RDNC, AMP. Like FaZe is the top of the top for streaming teams. You know what I mean? He's right with all the greats, and that's by FaZe Banks. FaZe Banks is like 40 years old, but he's got a bunch of young kids underneath him in LA.
How does
He's
that
got
work?
super money.
If you fail in the NBA and then go to streaming and be like, well, look, nigga, I'm dropping buckets on 2K, nigga. Fuck the NBA.
I'm
nigga.
the biggest gamer ever did it.
Like,
You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, it could work.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
could. It
From my
absolutely could
understanding,
work.
Bronny was a very well-known and large gamer.
Gamer.
He's been on Aiden Ross
Gamer.
streams and everything.
Wow.
I mean, when
So,
your
like,
dad is rich and is in the NBA, I mean, you
The
probably have plenty of
influence.
time to fucking game, too. I'm
Yeah.
just saying.
Oh
no,
yeah.
he's a very good gamer, but he had that gaming career going before the NBA draft. And in that report that I read, they said that like Bronny was like, well, if this doesn't work out, I have a $4 million offer from FaZe, which is crazy.
Crazy.
Like, bro, if I don't get this Lakers contract, I'm gonna bag $4 million with FaZe Clan.
Playing video
Be able
games.
to be around porn stars and fucking
Playing
fuck off all
video
day.
games,
Like,
right.
What life was for him anyway, though, pretty
Yeah,
much. I
pretty much.
guarantee.
it's gonna
Oh,
be next
yeah.
Wednesday or it's gonna be,
Yeah.
yo, don't be late. Did
Yeah.
anyone
You are
see
LeBron
LeBron's
James'
prank on,
son.
Bronny?
Yeah.
Oh, the
Uh-huh.
fucking cereal shit?
Hey, he filled his entire Lambo with fucking Fruit Loops,
Wow.
and then he opened the door and it all started pouring out. And he was like, "Don't be late."
Oh man.
I think the look that he gave the camera was fucking hilarious.
I
though.
bet
You
it
talking about
was.
Yeah.
Fruit Loops falling out your Lambo, bro.
Nah, I fuck with LeBron. I feel like LeBron got a hard shake because he was still coming up in a period where everybody was attached to the old shit. Now we in a period where as though I think that young people should respect the old shit more. But nigga, they don't give a fuck if you
don't.
was the GOAT. They don't give a
They
fuck
don't.
what you was doing, nigga.
Nope.
If you can't do it now, they don't give a damn.
Move out my way. Is
So
how they act.
LeBron, like, they wouldn't be, nigga. He'd have outdid Michael Jordan in these kids' eyes his first season. Real shit. They don't know
Yeah.
Mike. All they know is
Yeah.
Mike made some hot ass shoes, nigga.
Yeah.
Half these kids do not know Mike. They know Mike's
No.
shoes.
Nope.
The fuck,
You're
and they
right.
wasn't meant for y'all little niggas. I'm just gonna let y'all know now. I'm just saying.
Say it one more time for him, bro. Hold on.
Right.
Hey, brother.
They
say
know
it
this.
one more time
What?
for him.
Hey, Mike
Here
did
it
not
is.
make them for
They
y'all.
know this
You
symbol.
know,
R.I.P.
Mike seen y'all niggas running around there, and after his pop got kidnapped and murdered and stuff, rest in peace. You know, no disrespect. But yeah, that nigga was definitely not feeling niggas running around in them J's.
Mhm.
But I just feel like everything we do now, as you said, is so different. And I feel like we're at a point where people should stop fighting certain things and start to culture it to their comfortability, I guess. Because we're at a point now where as though when we were younger, parents would tell you that you couldn't get on the internet. That was a thing. At
Yeah.
one time, that was really a thing. Like, you're not going to be using the internet today.
Yup.
Yeah. You can't even tell a kid that. That nigga got homework to do on the internet. He got to get on the internet before he has to.
Everything.
So
Everything.
that's what I'm saying. Like, the whole world is just changing. And now we're at a point now when it comes to, like, entertainment and shit. You got fucking regular people creating movies on Netflix. You know what I'm saying? You got Netflix movie. You ain't never heard of nobody in this motherfucker. Looks like they got a fucking home camera out there on some Blair Witch shit.
Hey, yo, Netflix has really become a big hub for new and up and coming actors and actresses
For sure.
to star. If you look at the trend of it, there's been a couple series and a couple movies on Netflix where those actors and actresses will act as their first real name because no one knows them.
I didn't know that.
It was Project X. Project X was the first time that it was like broadcasted that like we're not gonna take celebrities known from anywhere else, and like that's Miles Teller. He played his real name in that movie, Project X.
That's cool.
And they took a brand new cast that had never been seen before, so it seemed authentic. And this isn't Netflix. I'm bouncing off here. You know what I'm saying, like movie-wise, like they took an entire new cast and filmed it from the eye of their buddy IRL streaming, basically.
Might as well say.
And fucking, you almost couldn't know the difference. You're like, did these fucking kids in California really throw this fucking party?
I mean,
After the movie came out, a few did. There's some
There's
reports of it.
a lot of
but-
talent in this world.
Yeah, and at this point, people are so in tune and used to being with the streaming community, whether it be from YouTube, Twitch, Kick, fucking whatever.
Rumble now. Rumble's bombing out.
There's a lot of streaming stuff out here.
We had one streaming platform. I forget what it is. That shit don't even exist no more, and they were doing good. But anyway, it's like you got so many platforms where the people are used to seeing and getting to know the person. And are we at that point where that's what the movies are going to become? The movies are going to be fucking IRL streams or like real life situations. Like,
well, in the past, and I don't much watch horror films, but I've seen a couple like trailers in the past few years where horror films have kind of been security camera based, or section of it is what it seems like cell phone recording based.
Right.
And things like they're bringing a more at home, a more relatable filming factor to a situation. I feel like in those, and I haven't seen them. But
horror movies are easy. Only thing you need to make a horror movie, let me give you the list for everybody who wants to make horror movies. Let's break this shit down for you real quick. You need a black man that's gonna die early, or a woman.
I
a
knew
black
that was
man,
coming.
Woman, or let me go ahead and make this generational. A black man, woman, or whatever that is. You need that. Person. I'm not good with the pronouns. Like I said, no disrespect, but you need one of them.
I go by Ayo.
They
Shorty.
gonna die soon. So you need one nigga that's gonna die soon. You need a white woman that's gonna run and trip over absolutely fucking nothing.
And somehow the killer keeps up with him while they're running their asses off.
And he's moving slow as shit like a turtle.
Tell me why
Halloween.
tell me why Myers was able to walk down the streets and catch up to everybody.
Absolutely. He'd take his time, stab him motherfucker 27 times while you're hauling ass, and he still ends up in front of you. Right.
That shit is it, man.
But that's all you need. And you need a badass camera. You know what I'm saying? You need a bad camera to hide all the horrible ass effects. Because I swear, you'd be like, yo, this is a good movie. Then somebody died, and you see ketchup squirting out their neck. They be like,
remember like that shit we watched over that Thriller? How fake as fuck that shit looked?
Oh, the clown joint?
Yeah, fake as shit, like rubber ass fucking mask just popping out with blood flying.
It's like those little squeezy that.
Oh, it's terrible.
Throws out.
Terrible, bro.
Yeah, you can tell they died in real life.
Terrible.
And most of the time, them old school actors and actresses, man, when you come across their actual death reports, you're like, oh shit, okay, shit, bathtub, hotel, by yourself. Well below your income range. Shit,
right. You gonna
That
die in
shit's
a bathtub,
terrifying
bitch.
But shit, here we got the Dodgers and the Yankees in the World Series.
Come on, Dodgers. Come on, Dodgers.
I was surprised. Fuck the Yankees. That comes from Coastal DJ, and anybody that likes the Yankees, fuck you too. Give it to you straight.
You're gonna catch a lot of flack behind that one. Watch what I say.
They can't expect less.
Phillies.
I will say,
Phillies fan.
Yes, sir.
Phillies fan.
Hey, fuck Bryce Harper, but I like the Phillies.
Yeah, he was cocky. Bryce Harper's always been cocky.
I will say this. I bartended in Baltimore City for quite some time.
Oh, I love the Orioles too.
Yankees fans,
Love 'em.
I will say, 10 of 10. I never expected, as an Orioles fan, to like Yankees fans like that in Baltimore City because it's rival territory.
Right.
That was the greatest the greatest 3-day game stretches I had in that city bartending.
But when the Yankees
because
came
there weren't
down,
arguments, there weren't fights, there weren't nothing.
they're just there half.
Yo, hands down, when Boston comes in town, for whatever reason, their fans would cause a fucking scene in the bar. Football time, Steelers fans come to town. There's fights in
Oh
every
yeah,
fucking bar.
Steelers and Ravens are dude. That's
But
bad.
I'm saying, like, Yankees, even though it's just as big a rival as that is, like MLB to NFL.
Right.
Like, they came in, they showed respect. They wore their jerseys in a bar in Baltimore, and they're cheersing with those fans. Like, the last season, we scored, I think it was 14 points in 1 inning.
Right.
And, dude, or 3 innings. It was 3 innings, it was 14-1. Orioles up. Yankees fans are still in the bar having fun. I'm saying, fuck the Yankees, but your fans, fucking good, man.
Right.
Seriously, you guys are solid.
The one place I heard is the worst place to go to and be rooting for the opposing team is Oakland Raiders. They have a place called the Black Hole, and they will whip your ass if
Hey,
you
can I ask where you've been for the last?
if you were wearing a
The
different
Raiders are in
jersey.
Vegas.
Are they now?
They're not the
Oh,
only
I'm
team in
Oakland.
Raiders in 2 years.
I'm talking about back in the day when it was Oakland Raiders.
Well, it's Oakland, California, brother.
Yeah, when it was the
Yeah,
Raiders,
it's a
they
rough
had a
place.
black hole, is what they called it, and they would whip your ass if you were there wearing a different jersey.
All I know is the Raiders have not been in Oakland.
This was a
Yeah,
long
bit.
time
Yeah,
ago.
it's been a little while.
It's been a long
man.
time
They
ago.
went
Shout out
back.
Las Vegas.
But it's a long time ago. I remember it was the worst place to go wearing the opposing team's jersey.
Man.
Sometimes you just gotta go with it. I've seen a couple people in my life because I used to bounce around city to city for a while, and the majority of the time, people didn't care where you came from or the team you supported from there. Much of the locals just want you to give their team. You're there. Your life is there. You can still be a fan, but give their team a chance.
Right.
Get to know their team. Get to
Yep.
know their situation in that city. And that was a big thing that I saw a lot of cities I went to. Was they were like, at least be open to rooting for this team when your team's not playing.
Yeah.
Like, you're here. Don't bring everything from where you came from.
Yep.
Try to kind of that was more of an Arizona thing. Arizona was really big for that. They were like, try to kind of adapt for this, but like, who the fuck's a Cardinals fan? Let's be real. Like, shout out Cardinals fans. It can't be a lot of y'all. But
yeah, the last best thing they had was what, Fitzgerald?
maybe.
Yeah.
I was in Arizona for a while. I couldn't tell you.
Fitzgerald.
I went to
The
Suns
running
games
back.
a lot.
The
I went
running
to
back.
Suns games a lot.
He was nasty.
Yeah, I definitely became a Suns fan living there.
No. I know people take that shit too serious. I feel like sports are fighting. Because there's just too many rules and shit. Baseball is one of those sports where those fans do have it a lot easier, I think, than the rest. Because even though there's changes in baseball, you don't hear about nowhere near as many as they do in fucking
And
football.
hockey
Like,
is wide
Last
open.
time you heard about that shit, remember the steroid epidemic?
Oh, Mark
baseball?
McGuire.
Oh,
and
that was-
them.
But
Sosa, Mark
can we
McGuire,
please sit back and understand and appreciate the fucking home runs in that area?
Steroids brought on.
Brother,
That
You're
was
hitting
good baseball.
You're hitting 10 home runs a game.
and Sammy Sosa was juicing and corking his bat.
Yeah.
That was
Yo!
Yeah, that nigga.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna lie, that's.
And then
people wanna
Bonds
see
was
good
steroids.
baseball, though. That was good
Yeah,
baseball.
hands down. Like, I get they got to crack down on it, but that era of baseball, I don't think we'll ever see again.
I think they might
Not
have.
consecutive.
I think
no,
they
not like that.
potentially might have a steroid out now is untraceable. Cause look at these guys, bro. Come on,
Has
they're
everybody
like
broken-
unnatural humans, man.
Oh, they're big as fuck now and all that shit, but you don't see them cranking like.
You
They
don't
was cranking.
see. You don't
But
see.
look at the Dodgers pitcher. That's the
Hold
home run.
on. We're not talking about Ohtani like that in this space.
No, I love him. I'm not saying he's juicing, but it's like these guys are natural human, bro. It's
But
when
I don't-
practice makes perfect.
But who's is it? Has anybody broken like
The home run
records and
record?
stuff? Right.
No, I don't think so.
That would have
Not
to be
since
looked up.
Bonds.
We'd have to look that up.
Not since Barry Bonds, I will not think so. That,
See,
that,
Off my knowledge.
but then all that shit was up for speculation because of the steroids.
Man, fuck all that. I don't give a damn.
Right.
If a nigga could put
If they can
Put
do
that
it,
same
they can
juice
do it.
and that nigga over there and see if he can.
He
hit
can
a
do
nigga
it.
home run.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
You
absolutely.
feel what I'm saying? Like,
Bonds was
fuck
like,
all that.
"Bing."
Like, right. If this nigga is, I mean, I don't know. I feel like with anything, it's human nature that we have a semi-short attention span. We want to see things escalate. We
Well,
want to see the next.
That comes into nowadays. Are you more? Yeah, why not, Ronster? So we're more. Media is more acceptable, not acceptable to us. What am I trying to say, guys? It's in our face more,
Yeah.
right?
My face more
There's
definitely.
a few things that I'll watch that are an hour long, 2 hours long, and actually put the time into. But shorts, TikTok, look the way it took off. TikTok
Right.
took off because you can find out
Crazy.
about shit that you like you never knew before off a 30-second clip.
30 seconds. That's all
And
it
then you
takes.
become a lifelong fan. You're
Yep.
like, damn, love this. Never knew it.
Mhm.
Like, the shorts, like YouTube adapting to shorts, that's been huge, man. Like, there's so much shit that I learn about generally, or I'll see a clip and I'm like, now I'm gonna dive into this shit. I gotta figure this shit
Yeah,
out. Like,
for sure.
and it's changed everything. Honestly.
Yeah. Shorts are definitely.
And
where
then
it's
some
at.
people just will literally wait for more shorts of the
Mhm,
subject that they
mhm.
like because they're not fitting to watch a whole video.
A whole
Yeah.
hour and a half, 3 hours.
Well, you got people like Vlad's pretty iconic for just boosting shorts for snippets for
Oh,
a
the
year
videos.
and then dropping the whole fucking video after you forgot about it. You're like, I
Yeah,
never
I don't-
saw this all the way
I'm not
through.
gonna
That's
lie.
where he
There's
done put
something
all
about
shorts
Vlad
out
I
for
ain't
it.
never like. I just don't like that.
Hey,
motherfucker.
let's
I don't
dive
like
into that
his
real
voice.
quick.
I don't like what he
Recently,
does with culture.
they've been saying that you can't find a lot about Vlad because there's not a lot to know about him.
Right.
But yeah, they said that he might be allegedly, into some other government stuff, and we'll leave that part there. But I just don't like him in general as, like I said, for the culture, the way that he handles things, I can't respect it. I can't respect even like the way that he talks to certain people, especially the Marlon Wayans thing. That shit set me off.
That is, if anyone doesn't know anything about that, please tune in and watch. That's Mud Dragon.
Yeah, the Marlon
At its
Wayans
finest.
thing.
Like the Wayans are a staple. Straight up in the acting world,
Yeah.
people don't realize there's
They're
that
fun-
many fucking brothers.
Funny
though.
as
People
shit.
don't realize there's that many fucking brothers.
And that they've done so much in the business and stuff. And that they have so much still going on in the business. It's
Yeah.
really a
I admit,
crazy
White
situation.
Girl,
People think
the movie
Steve-
White Girl's fucking hilarious.
Dude, I was one of the people that like when people
fucking
fall off from
hilarious,
acting,
bro.
you don't realize they're producing, they're developing movies, they're doing these things. You know what I mean? Like they're not. It's not that they're just out of the screen light.
Yep.
They're still heavily prevalent.
Yeah, for shit, sure. And then,
They do the work.
bro, but that's the crazy part about it. Whereas though, it's like whether you take the movie world with the actors like fucking Tom Cruise, Sam Jackson, and all these fools like that, and then you got all these hip hop people like Ice Cube, Jadakiss, Snoop Dogg, whatever. It's like those people that made that great work back then. They can do anything right now. They can pop up anywhere, and it's a motherfucking big thing.
Yeah.
And it's just like the work was just so different. Everything was different. And now these guys out here now, motherfucking pop up in the movie. You see that nigga one time. Next time you see that nigga gonna be on the news, and he like the boy from what was the nigga from the 50 Cent? What wasn't the 50 Cent show? Was it? The light skinned boy that was out there doing favors and shit, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Oh, what was
again.
his name?
Was he from Empire or was he from Power? He was from Empire.
He was from
He was from
Empire.
Empire.
He's the one that just came out. Oh something.
Shit.
He came out and said that when 50 Cent was like, "You owe me $300 grand. Where's my money? Pay me my money."
Damn.
And then he just released an interview that was like, dude, the whole story behind that. He was like, when 50 let me out of my deal, he was like, pay me back in the term he used kind of meant like pay me back in royalties.
You ain't talking about the little dude Empire, the one that could sing, right?
The
The one that could sing his ass off.
Yeah, he actually made
Yeah.
music.
No, he was gay. He was gay in the show, right? He ended up being
I've not
gay.
seen the show. I mean,
Yeah.
he might have been that guy.
Right.
It might have been. I don't
Yeah,
know.
but he
But,
could sing his ass off.
Yeah, so he actually made
Yeah.
music and shit, and then 50 let him out of his deal. 50 let him
I
out
could
of his
see that
deal.
because boy
He hit
could
him
sing.
back-
He could
hit him
sing.
back and was like, "Yo, I got an idea. Instead of the agreement we had, he was like, I'm gonna go on and say like I'm gonna call you and be like, you owe me 300, and I'm gonna drag you. I'm gonna play you." He was like, "But I'm gonna mention the fact that your album is #1 at least 25 times."
Right.
Respect.
Good
And
promotion.
he said that was the agreement. He was like, then I started, 50 Cent what he said. I started hearing everybody hitting me up and this and that, and then people were telling me they don't fuck with me and stuff. And I was like, but that's
Yeah,
not behind
because
the.
he was
but
making
it
a song.
worked for
He
both
made
of
the
them.
song like my daddy and shit in the show
Did
and
it
shit.
work because he still
Yeah.
owed nigga money
He
or
can
what?
sing-
Oh no, he still owes
Oh,
him.
then the
He
shit
can
ain't
He hands down said he still owes him 300.
Shit only worked for one of them niggas. That nigga got the money already.
Yo, like my daddy.
But from the narrative 50 puts off, I don't think anyone's ever actually gonna get away with it. I mean, he
No.
seems like he's very
50,
able to get it when
yeah.
he needs. This the same dude that Snoop Dogg stole 50 Cent's car. You remember
They was cool.
the Versace? Yeah, but that was the same like.
50 is
propaganda,
50,
like,
bro.
Hey, we're gonna do this on camera. We're cool.
Right.
He was like, Snoop walks up to his car. He's like, I like this shit. Like it was the blue Versace Lambo, and he was like, this shit go to fit
I just
right
remember
now.
watching a video the other day. Had 50. I remember watching a YouTube video the other day. Had 50 boxing in the background. Yo can really box. Like 50 is
Did you
50.
see the one where he got knocked out the ring?
Did he?
Yo,
Oh.
they got a fucking clip of 50 Cent getting knocked.
Damn.
The
You know, there's always someone out here that will whip your ass, no matter who you are.
For a dude that big to go through.
Yeah.
Shit, nigga, I'm 6'2", 6'3". So, and nigga, like when I was doing my last bit, I'm like, God damn, nigga, this is not fucking state shit, county shit, nigga.
Yeah.
Where the fuck was y'all born? Y'all
Yeah.
importing Samoans and locking these niggas?
Big.
Like, what the fuck?
There's some big boys in prison, the feds. You know what I mean? Just in the justice system alone.
Yeah.
There's big boys, son.
Hey, the 3 hot to the cot is a motherfucker.
Yeah, that shit be snapping some motherfuckers back.
It's different for those that need that.
Yep.
And there's like when I say need 3 out to the cot, like I don't know where everybody is from or what situations they've seen. I have legitimately been on a day-to-day basis bartending with a few homeless people that used to sit out front.
Yep.
And when it used to get cold,
Yeah.
they would go out and find a small crime to get locked up.
To get
for,
locked up while
so
it's cold.
they know they won't get a bail, and they're able to sit in there during the cold months.
Yep. That way they can kick the alcohol.
That's
They
why
have somewhere
say,
to
dude,
go.
there's an old
They have
saying
something
for
to
real. I don't
eat.
know if anyone's ever heard it.
A
But
shelter.
those that are doing time in the winter, they were active in the summer.
Absolutely.
And like straight up, that's
Very active.
There's a difference between people that get locked up and do bids when that wasn't their goal, regardless of what they were doing, it wasn't their goal.
Yeah.
But then there's those people that when it
They
starts
have to
getting cold
choose.
out,
They
they're
have
like,
to choose to make
it's
that
time to
decision.
go get booked.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna die out here if I don't get booked.
Yeah, and that's just
Because
real.
like I get people in rural areas get cold and shit. Homeless people in city areas where you get cold. And that's I'm
New
speaking
York,
from that 'cause
for
I
one,
know
is
it.
cold as fuck.
The average homeless person in 2023 in New York, and I don't. This is
And they got.
politics, so we don't know.
Listen.
I don't know if I believe it or not. They say the average hobo in New York City, actual homeless, can report an average income of $40,000. You can't do shit in New York City with 40 grand a year.
Listen, my wife, she had to take a. My
Ever.
wife was
I
on the
paying $2 grand a
Greyhound.
night for a
She
hotel.
had an overlay in New York, and homeless people in New York in the subway were literally shooting up while cops were walking by, and cops didn't even bother them, bro. That's how real New York City is,
I wouldn't call that real.
bro. I'm saying that's
Hey,
how
be
gangster
real,
them
I'm sorry.
motherfuckers. That shit is wild.
No,
It's
that is irresponsible.
very dangerous.
Yeah, I'm not shitting on New York, but hands down, if that's anywhere that's the way it is, you have an
You ain't getting in
irresponsible-
nobody's way out there in front of what they're trying to
like,
get to.
straight up,
Believe
like,
that.
Because you might catch that one person shooting up, and that might have been their last time.
Absolutely.
And you stop that, and you're like, yo, because let's be honest,
My wife
guys,
was blown away. She's like, "What the fuck? I've
Yo,
never
hands
seen this
down, that's-
before."
We're in a place where there is a drug epidemic, and it's real. There is no.
There's
There's
always
no,
been, well, not
Yeah.
always, but there's been one for a long time.
years.
Very
But
long
I'm
time.
saying,
Long
like
time.
like opioids and shit like that. Like right now is terrible. Like in South Florida, you don't hear about opioids that much.
Well,
like, you got a lot of
cocaine has
meth
come
heads.
back
Yeah.
lately and overrode the opioid
I think
epidemic,
the government,
but it's all still there, bad
Bro,
as
talking
shit.
I
bro.
think that's even
Talking
more
shit.
why you know the government's involved with that shit.
Absolutely.
Right? Because like they made it harder to get pills and shit for motherfuckers, right? So what? did
All
people
the
start
doctors start
They-
getting.
all of a sudden we had this magic motherfucking fentanyl hit the streets every fucking
True,
where, nigga.
true.
You talking about some shit that come from a lab that hit the streets everywhere.
Yep.
So now you got people pressing motherfucking pills, and like you
Yep.
said, motherfucking, it came back to party time. Niggas acting like it's back to the 70s with the yayo.
No,
Yep.
it ain't.
So and that's what I'm saying.
Can't
Like,
even trust coke nowadays.
Nope,
I mean, shit.
you
hell
can't.
nah, it's
You
Fetty Wap
can't.
and everything. That's what
Yep.
I'm saying. Though. They
Yep.
put that Fetty Wap out there, and now you feel me?
Shit's
Bro,
so
they-
dangerous.
Hands down,
That
bro,
shit
like,
is dangerous.
I'm
and
trying
I'm
to
not
tell
saying,
you.
guys, I'm 30 years old. So I'm not saying I've been around for like back when coke was coke. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, much like a lot of people, I went through my 20s in a place where cocaine
Yeah.
was vibrant.
Everybody does.
Of
It
course,
seems to be.
You know, I
You know what I
did
mean?
my fair share. I had a great time. But like, once I started realizing that like damn, bro, you got a half G and you died off one line. Like, it's time
Something's
to
fucked
never
up.
do that
Yeah.
again. It's
Something's
time
fucked
to
up
never
in this
do that
world,
again.
bro, when that's
Right,
happening.
And I'm not sitting here preaching that this right here is any better. I'm a firm believer that a lot of drugs are healthier than alcohol. Firm believer.
Yep.
But unfortunately, we live in a society where our government has not rationalized the way to tax it enough for them to make it legal.
Huh.
Like, I don't have a problem with mushrooms. I don't have a problem with marijuana. And look at the battle marijuana took. You and I just interviewed Will
Yeah.
Stoke.
Yeah.
Will Stoke is going
Yeah,
at it
bro.
wrong way. Hands down, brother. Going at it the wrong way. We got to talk again. But straight up, no, we got to talk again. There's a lot of shit since that interview. I appreciate you interviewing with me. Or let me on your interview, I should say. You as well, Gorilla. But like, Will Stoke, we got to meet again, brother, because I got a whole nother interview worth of questions at this point. But us hearing the battle that Australia was going through during that interview, and tuning into that interview, Will Stoke.
It comes down to the money.
But, yeah, dude, the battle they're going through over there just for legalization of weed, like...
What, to be able to tax it, right?
No.
Is that what you're talking about?
If you get caught with it, bro, you're, like, done over there.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. For sure.
Damn.
Yeah.
I truly believe it comes down to the money, because one thing about it is I don't feel like there's a businessman out there, as far as those big businessmen that really run shit, that has found that they're making more money off of a motherfucker outside of that prison system. And these big companies own these prisons. Like I said, like, people never
Prison
really
has
talking about it.
Prison
Like,
has to be the leading
like-
industry in America.
like prison
has to be.
Yeah,
Bro.
so-
Like, even prisons, just justice systems. Like, the county systems make out way more than the prisons do. Because you go in the county and try to buy a oodle and noodle, that thing's almost $2 a pack right now.
Yeah, and they got fucking deals with the commissary.
That's
company,
monopoly
got
to
inside
the
deals and
fullest.
shit.
I want to point that part out because for anybody listening to this
You
right
go to
now,
prison, you get way
that
cheaper than you
hasn't
do in
been-
county.
That hasn't been locked up, right? Anybody listening right now that hasn't been locked up, that is real shit. That $2 price tag for that noodle,
You will starve
that is
in there.
serious. That's serious. Yes, you do get 3 meals, but you're not getting 3 buffet out meals.
Nah, it's horrible.
You can live off it for sure.
Yeah, you won't die. Absolutely
It's,
not.
Yeah, it's legal for you to live off it, but
You're gonna be hungry as fuck.
But, like,
Yeah.
down,
Your
yeah, I was
stomach's
gonna
gonna be
say-
growling 2 different times a
Also,
day
like, dude,
between
I've
meals.
been in some facilities where it was 4:30 wake up for breakfast,
Yes.
and then 12:30 for lunch,
Yeah.
and then 9:30 for fucking dinner.
Wow.
Or
But the
you
whole
have-
time you're allowed to have game systems
Or-
and shit in there, and I'm like, you guys
Or
can't
vice
just
right,
give a little bit more food.
right. Or
Give me extra 2
or
pieces of
vice
bread for
versa. That
snack time.
county would come at 5 in the morning. They would come at 10:30 to 11 in the afternoon, and then you're eating dinner by 4 at night.
Exactly.
You know what I
That
mean?
You had the whole
That in the
night
county
hungry.
jail, yeah, absolutely,
The
bro,
whole
I'm saying
absolutely.
in South Florida, their meal times were a little more appropriate.
Yeah, different than here, absolutely,
But see,
absolutely.
where I was at in South Florida, you couldn't. After each meal, you had an hour out.
Yeah.
Everybody was begging us up. Like I said, like if you like, I was lucky enough to have a cellmate that I couldn't afford a PlayStation,
Right,
but he was able to afford one,
right,
and I was like, big dope. Like
yeah.
he was cool. Him and I became friends. We started playing games together and shit like that. Like, pause. But like, hey yo, pause.
The 2 here can say it. We know you don't go that way. You don't go
but
that
yeah,
way.
like hands down, like.
Uh-huh.
Those 3 meals, if you're in a place like, I'm not going to say where we are, but where we are now,
Yeah,
if you get locked up to a state bed in this state, your meals are set up to where, yeah, you're eating dinner before your grandparents do. Straight up.
yeah.
And
No,
then by
no doubt.
midnight, you're starving your fucking
Ass
ass
off.
That's all part of the
And
game.
you know, there's a lot of dudes in jail too. Like they will stay up late all night. I don't know why. I could, but you got a bunch of men that stay up late and you be hungry as shit. You
Nigga,
know what I
when
mean?
you in prison,
You got late cats.
Your whole life is different.
Different,
So how you do
different.
your bid is how you do
And
your
yeah,
bid.
and people don't realize, and I'll bring this up, I've not heard this on the pod before, but I'm not going to dive too deep into it. People don't realize that food, what's in that food they're giving you, that hits your system different.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
but we can
yeah.
all, sadly enough, we can all 3 attest to this. But I'm telling you, that food you get in that system, that hits you when you come home. That shit fucks you up.
It takes a
Nasty
while to
food,
get it out you,
because
bro.
everybody wants to get home and get that home cooked meal.
Oh,
They want
yeah.
to come home and get the
And then
McDonald's.
you're like, damn,
They want to
after
come
you
home and
ate it.
snag a fast food
Yeah.
restaurant, and that
Yeah.
shit will literally make
Yeah.
you feel like your chest is down here.
Yes,
Like
it
the
will.
shit hurts, bro. Like
Yeah.
whatever they're doing in there.
Well, that's like the base they had. You know what I mean? The base. They would call
I
it
never drank the base. You drank
base.
the base?
is what- I drank the base. Yes,
You
I drank
drink
the
the base?
base. They have this shit.
That's
they
jail
call
Kool-Aid
base.
for anybody who's
Jail
not been
Kool-Aid.
behind.
And I know a lot of guys used to be the cooks. And they would come back and say that shit literally had a stamp on it that had a skull and bones on the back of that shit. And that's what they would give the fucking inmates to drink.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's like this. I would really like to know, and I think we might really have to look into that one day just so we can clarify this. I would like to know what's up with the base. I personally have never drank base because of these reasons that I have.
I've
that
heard
he just
rumors
said.
since I was a kid.
I've heard
I've
that
drank
they
it.
leave you sterile.
Yeah.
I've heard all sorts.
My
of
my
shit.
first time I was ever locked up, I was drinking the shit out of it. I didn't know. You know, it's my
But I
first
don't
time.
think that it leaves
But
you
for
sterile
sure.
if that's the case, because Lord knows.
Congrats, by the way. Let's leave it there. brother.
He's
But-
got me.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't drink the base. Like I said, it wasn't gonna hit me.
No, by the
anyway.
time I hit my, so when I first started getting booked, I was at juvenile facilities, and there you get the carton juices.
Oh, right.
You know, you get
That's all they hand out there is carton milks or a carton orange
Yeah.
juice. Maybe.
So like you're able to get that, but when I went to the adult system, I was still young. It was just after my 15th birthday, I went to the adult system, and I went away for the first time. But I remember they were bringing bass around, and I remember hearing about that growing up.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, you don't fucking touch that. You don't
Right.
touch that.
Nope.
Now, hell no, dude. It was shady enough. Like, I mean, it was all such a culture shock at that age.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, hot water gets passed around after dinner.
You were
but
young.
Long before.
You were young in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
long before you go to sleep. So like this hot water, I gotta throw my shit in there now. Or if the
Right.
block is doing something,
Right.
if we're gonna roll up some pizzas or we're gonna do any sushi rolls or anything, you gotta let that shit like hit now for you to
Yeah.
eat again in 2, 3, 4 hours.
Yeah.
But
for sure.
then talking to other inmates, like not everybody was so blessed to be on a pod that had some money coming through.
Absolutely.
Because they're talking about like sushi rolls, like pizzas.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all
Oh.
never did like community
Oh,
block
you'll
meals?
definitely
like,
see the
never?
motherfuckers that don't got it like that in there. Shit gets started. They be stealing motherfuckers' shoes. They be
I said, I
stealing
haven't been
motherfuckers.
to the feds, so I'm gonna
Yeah,
hear
I
this.
ain't
I've
been to the
States.
feds in the county.
Community block meal in the feds, nigga. I
Crazy.
mean, they got, cause like, all right. So the last spot I was at, it was a low, and it was in PA. So it was like the hallway comes into like a middle piece where they got the day room. That shit got like a half wall, whatever, TVs, chairs, whatever, tables and shit where niggas play poker and all that other shit. You know what I'm saying? And the phones and the little laptops, like desk computer shit, so you could log into your shit and all that shit, right? Nigga, those tables, they put them tables together, nigga. They have like 2, 3, so there's 3 areas, right? So they have one area, nigga. This motherfucker, I'm talking about damn near the tables put together like this, like the studio size, nigga. All nachos on this bitch. The next table,
Damn.
nigga, that bitch is all
It's
motherfucking
Fed buffet,
sandwiches,
son.
all fucking whatever. Then they got another table
Fed
that's just got
buffet.
sweets, like, that bitch got taffy, got cause niggas be making mad taffies, making
Oh,
fucking all
shit,
sorts
candy.
of fucking candies and
Candy,
all
bro.
and fucking niggas making pizzas and all that.
They
shit,
put the
nigga.
Starburst and the Giant
I mean,
Ranchers,
like
bro.
that
Make a
shit.
blow pot like
You
that.
talking about when a motherfucker throw a community meal in the feds? You talking about that shit costs about $4 grand?
God.
And by the way, this is not us.
$4 grand.
We do not condone this living
Straight like that.
lifestyle. We are speaking and reminiscing on memories that we have had.
Yes, sir.
To any young people,
All facts from
Stay
our
clear.
side of the
For
road.
real, I seen that shit with my own eyes. I ain't
Yup.
pay for that
All
shit.
facts.
My homeboy, what was that nigga name, bro? Shit, so many niggas be
Come through the justice system.
hold on, why the fuck did you do this when you say come through?
come through the justice
That nigga
system,
straight
ladies
went
and
through the whole
Bro
gentlemen.
said,
No.
come through the
That's
justice.
not
We
how
don't
we
come
know.
through the
No.
justice system. Pause, man. Pause.
But yeah, boy name was AK. He was an African boy, and it was a whole bunch of boys out there. It was a whole bunch of them. I forget the one nigga name. He was funny as shit too. But anyway, yeah, nah, I don't condone that shit. It is what it is. You feel me? I honestly feel like the structure and stuff that you see in institutions, it kind of shows that as a free society, that we fucking kind of suck.
No, hands down.
I'm
For
not
sure.
gonna fucking lie.
For
Like,
sure.
I
I will
would
say I'm
never want to
grateful.
lose my freedom.
I'm grateful for going away at the young age I did, because that structure has built into certain avenues in my life that I don't think I would have had if I didn't go away.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
It's a
talking about my
shame.
juvenile
Listen,
years,
look,
like
Listen,
because I was young and impressionable.
like
so like
dead ass.
having to make your bed before you wake up.
Dead
that was a
ass.
thing,
Dead
having to
ass.
clean up
It's
before you left your
crazy
room
how
was a
many
thing.
good people you really do meet. Like,
Yeah, I've
you
met
really
quite
meet
a
a
few
lot of good motherfucking genuine motherfuckers. But it's a shame to have to go there to meet some really cool motherfuckers. And you see so much talent
I ain't
that
gonna lie. The
just
talent
throws their
side,
shit. That just
Yo,
throws their
hands
shit
down,
away.
The talent side is crazy.
The greatest thing that ever happened in prison was not allowing, but cell phones getting in. Because I'll even be on TikTok sometimes, and we've all seen the groups of dudes in a cell live on TikTok,
Yeah.
straight up. And dude, the talent you see on those videos is crazy. And you can gift them motherfuckers
Just
too.
watching guys playing
if you come across their
basketball,
videos,
anything.
send some fucking care packages, because their family might not be able to send them money.
Yeah.
So if you're enjoying their content, they're risking and
I ain't
putting
gonna
online
lie.
for you.
I ain't gonna lie.
Hit 'em up.
Phones is expensive. Nigga got a phone, he probably, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time,
Right.
a nigga gotta take a risk to do that.
Yeah.
And I be like I said, like, condoning something is, and just realizing life is what it is. We all do what we have to do in certain situations. I feel like I said, as a free society, we suck. We create these circumstances to where as though, yeah, I can understand why, people have to sneak cell phones into prisons, and why you are people gotta bribe people from the kitchen to bring food and do different things like that. Like, we create that shit as the people and shit. So I ain't saying I condone it, but you know what I mean. I definitely understand.
When you find yourself in a situation to where you're unfamiliar, you adapt. People that make it adapt. They improvise and they overcome.
For sure, sure.
And sadly enough, there are people that find themselves in those situations, and you see them not able to adapt. You see them not able. They don't have the
Yeah.
skill of improvising. Which, if you're
On
you
how
know,
you're raised, I guess. You know what I mean? Some people
I
got.
don't even know how to.
It's
I don't
hard.
even- I
It's
don't
hard.
even know
It's
what to say.
hard.
Go behind
It's
that
hard.
wall. The average person
I mean, I
does
never
not
wanted
want
to. I never
No,
wanted
but
to.
I'm not saying,
I always
like,
plan
want
not to.
But I'm saying, like, the average person is not going to thrive behind that wall,
No.
because the freedoms that you have in life, and then that survival dog eat dog, and only like genuine people sticking together, and then even having, like I said, that survival
You're
that
still
you
gonna
have
have
to do.
mix-ups with
Yeah, that
Oh,
survival
bruh,
shit
it's
that you
too
have
many
to be
people
on.
not to.
It's like, that's why people are entertained by the rappers and
Yeah.
this, that, and the other, because they don't want to live that life.
Question
Nah.
for both of you,
Yeah,
if you guys
nah.
don't mind for a second. Question for both of you: do you think that going behind the bars for anybody, doesn't matter where they grew up from, doesn't matter anything, you think going behind them walls and succeeding behind those walls is a bigger detriment to their future?
It depends on which way they're going with it.
I'm
You
saying
know
if
what I
they're
mean?
able to,
Like, for
just
sure.
adapt and customize themselves to the behind the walls
Yes,
culture,
yeah.
and then they get out. Do you think for a young man that is detrimental more than helping, or does it depend on how he takes it?
It depends on how he takes it. Cause you can learn some shit that's gonna make you do way worse in life, or you can learn some shit that's gonna make you want to do right in life.
Do you agree with that?
For shit, sure. For shit, sure. Honestly, I feel like no matter what, you're going to learn some shit that'll take you down either path, or that
Yeah.
could take you down either path. It's all about what you choose to do. What you choose to do that's why I said most people are not meant for that. Most people go in there and they're just trying to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Most people aren't utilizing the time.
Nope.
And you know what I mean? Like you have so many people in there as well that have been in there so long. They're going to spend these motherfuckers that ain't really built like that. They're gonna be spinning the fuck out of them. They're gonna be, hey man, let me tell you.
Especially when it's their first bid, they will spin the shit out your ass, yo. They will extort the shit out your ass, and you don't even know you're getting extorted.
And they're gonna make that shit sound like they putting you on game and all this other shit. Like, that's what I'm saying. So it's like,
well, I mean, there's a really good quote that once somebody goes behind bars, they can be whoever they want.
For sure.
We've all met them motherfuckers. But I'm trying to think. You said it. Chat might know it before I do. But there's one comedian I was watching, and he was like, "Shit, you get locked up." And they were like, "I had 100,000 on me." He was like, "We got 100,000. Why ain't you got no money for noodles?" He was like, "Shit, man, they took the books." He was like, but it's true, bro. Like, I've ran into very few people that I was incarcerated with over time, and I don't think any of them have actually been like the person that they seem to be when they were locked up. But
you got a lot of
it's
fake,
easy for anybody
faking that
sharing
shit.
a 6x6.
Yeah. To be
To say
whoever
that
they
they
said
had-
they
yeah.
want to be.
Yeah, I'm the biggest thug in the world, but I'm shitting in front of you.
I was
like,
getting
you
money.
fucking
I was
sucks.
getting money.
I never
don't have
fuck
shit.
with people. When I go in there, I don't fuck with people, and like no bullshit. Like honestly, my reputation has always preceded me. So I more or less am like keeping away from people and have like the people that are either who they really are and not even portraying it, kind of like me as well, just in there chilling. Like those are the type of people that
You
I
can
end
see
up
genuine
making.
people if you're a
Yeah,
smart
like-
motherfucker.
Like you kind of like, you know what I'm saying? When you in those situations, I feel like people know who to try and who not to try. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not a loud guy. I don't play cards outside of my circle, and until my circle is established, I don't play cards. I don't gamble. I don't do. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like I feel like I'm like nah, for real. Like I said, the survivors. Nah, there's no detriment to it. If you learn how to survive in prison, the detriment that anything that comes is your personal choices afterwards. That shit shows you how to analyze situations, how to, you know what I mean? Like,
Do you think there's that ability to adapt just is with you at birth? Because I'm talking about when I say adapt, I mean yes, adapt when they're in that prison culture. But I've heard a few stories of such as Navy SEALs. One story I heard that they thought it was terrifying that he was able to adapt inside of a prison as quick as he did. Like, do you think that's something you're
I think
just born
a lot of
with,
it's
if you're able to bounce
I
around
think
with
a
it,
lot
or
of it's
is it
got to do with
what-
how you're raised.
Yeah.
With how you're raised. Like,
yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with how you're raised, but at the same time, I do feel like some of us have a stronger will to live, to survive. Whether or not they're actually living or doing things with their life. I've seen people that these motherfuckers ain't got shit, ain't gonna have shit type. And you know what I mean? That's not their ambition. But their will to survive is fucking unmatched by people that have every fucking thing.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like these motherfuckers will eat
We've
your
all seen
ass
the
alive
celebrity
before.
stories or the rich stories of like, we all see the celebrity of the rich person that commits suicide or does something like that. It's like it's like for people from where I grew up from. I'm not going to speak for everybody, but I'm sure we can all agree. Like, when you look at someone that has X amount of dollars and doesn't have a financial worry ever, you're like, how could you be upset?
Right.
No, for sure.
Like, especially growing up. Like, you have all the new clothes going to school. You got
But then that's
everything
like we
from
were
the
saying
outside
other.
looking in.
We were all three having this
Everything.
conversation the other day though about the people with the money are the ones that we see do the most suicides.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think they're sheltered from a lot of reality. I think money helps when you are like not just money, but I think being able to being a different class, like financially, it shields you from just that, like
a lot of
lower
bullshit.
class, the class that's lower than you, like you know what I mean. high class, upper class people, they don't fucking truly understand middle class people or lower class people.
It doesn't
And vice
seem like it
versa.
at all. Nah.
You feel me? We don't truly understand them, and I think that's where the clashes come in because we're the workers. We're the ones with the cameras. We're the ones that get taken to these situations and all these other things, and that's not our life. That's their life. So when we see it and we bring it back, and we're like, "Yo, look at this shit." Everybody's like, "Oh, hell no, that's fucking crazy. I can't believe this shit." Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
And then the uppers are like, "Motherfucker, why'd you bring that low ass motherfucker over here? Goddamn, you fucking up everything.
Yeah.
I can't even go to Diddy's house this weekend no more."
Yo,
Like-
pause.
No Diddy party. No lube.
I truly think that is the situation. I feel like that is truly the situation. And that's what I mean by like I said, when I say that the world is a stage, it is just that. Like we all see things how we want them to be.
Which is crazy. Yeah,
It
man.
is crazy.
We all see
That,
it.
bro, that's
Here's
so
one down,
true.
bro. I've come across
So true.
3 people in my life that I genuinely can hold a different like value or opinion on, and still be able to argue, and it's cool.
Yeah.
And I'm saying to anyone out there that you have met that person with, like you know that person, don't let that person go because that
Yeah, for sure.
that type of being able to debate or communicate, that is
And
the
not be
healthiest
judged.
way.
Or not be
That's the
judged. You know what I
healthiest
mean?
person you can debate or communicate with,
Yeah.
because you can say whatever your opinion is, or you can argue whatever you want to argue, and they are still supportive of you.
Yup. And if they disagree, well, agree to disagree. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
still
but I'm
love you.
saying agree
You
to
still my
disagree is a
man.
simple way to put it,
Yeah, you
but it's
still
a
my
hard thing
man.
to find nowadays.
Yeah, it
Because
is.
people will tell you to your face, "Oh, I agree to disagree," and turn right around and get back in the car. And be like,
Fuck
"This fucking
you.
bitch."
Yeah, he don't know
I'm
the fuck
not
he's
gonna
talking
lie.
about.
Stupid
He don't know the fuck he's talking about.
I'm
Fuck.
not gonna lie. I'm not one of those people that do that, but I am one of those people that will mostly agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Unless I'm like, motherfucker, I can prove this shit.
Yeah,
No,
and
we're
you're
not gonna
dead
agree
wrong.
To disagree to a fact, motherfucker.
Right.
You know what I mean? But past
But
that,
even with
for
that,
sure.
like, it's like if you have that hit with somebody
Yeah.
where you can even argue,
Yeah.
and you're good the second you're good while it's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do not ever separate from that. Do not ever let anyone separate from that, because I am a firm believer that it's a very few in a lifetime.
Yeah.
That's when you're part of
Really,
gorilla
it really
troop,
is.
You know?
It really
you find
is.
you a family of gorillas. That's a troop,
Gorilla Zone.
You know, and that's the gorilla. That's the BTB troop. And no, we in the gorilla zone. This is where all the
Yeah.
gorillas come. You know what I'm saying? And we had these conversations. God damn. Fucking Dame Dash, motherfucker. I'm gonna
He
have to
don't
get a
even use it
fucking-
right. Dame Dash, bro.
I
Got
had to
smoke
get a
with your
pause
ass.
button.
Got smoke with your bitch ass, bro.
Oh my god.
You done made the fucking word, and you don't even use it right. He'd be like, "Shit, I got catering, pause, but there's gonna be me and my wife at the house, pause. Bitch, start using your fucking word right, dang. I'll send 50 after
Well,
you,
damn, I'm
dumbass."
damn did it,
I was
damn.
gonna ask for a pause button. Well, I guess I'm not gonna get a fucking pause button now, Dane. But if you want to send one
Pause.
to the BTB Revolution,
We'll say it in between syllables like you do.
nah, I ain't gonna lie though, bro. Look, on some real shit, one of the most annoying things is watching somebody who says that that's what they made that phrase and that statement, use it in a way that you feel like, yeah, it's like, hold on. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, this shit's not working, bro. Like, it's like somebody like making a t-shirt and saying, you know what, man, put these on these legs real quick. Got my nuts hanging
Pause.
out the neck.
Pause.
Nuts hanging out the neck hole. You know what I'm saying? It's
Not the
like-
knuckle.
Hey,
Well,
I
that's
feel
how
like,
it would look if you had on a
hey, I feel like,
t-shirt.
yo, I can hear Dame Dash right now. He'd be like, he's sitting at the restaurant. He's like, I'll take the pause, tomahawk, pause, asparagus. Let me get 3 motherfucking bottles of wine from that white bitch over.
Pause.
Let me, it's like, you used it right one time, bro.
Yeah,
Used it right one time. And Dane, dude, I love your interviews. Stop saying pause, dude. fucking drives me up a wall. Like, that's your word.
Do you think we're past it? Like, do you think that? How about this, right? How is it that we can't say things out the way about whether or not people are gay or sexual orientation or whatever like that? But we say pause. We say no Diddy. We say
I say all
no
types
homo,
of fucking
they
shit.
were
I'll
saying
tell you
until
right
they
now.
Came out with that, and
Hey, hands
Pause.
down, no, I'm dead ass. I say all kinds of shit. If you're gay, you're fucking gay.
no, but I'm saying,
Yeah.
like, do you feel like when do
So many lawsuits filed in
I'm
nowadays
not
about
gonna
that
lie to
shit.
y'all, right? I only say that shit because it's funny. I don't use that shit in personal comments and statements. Like, you'll never find me fucking riding and just like, oh yeah, pause. You'll never fucking find that shit. But when does it become cool for regular men to feel comfortable enough, like I am? Maybe I need to find the gorilla in you. But I'm just saying, like, why do you have to say that? You know what I'm saying?
Because everyone's afraid when you say something to be like, that's fucking gay.
But why?
I say it. Shit. What?
But what I'm saying is if you man, it's just like when we was in school type shit. Like, a motherfucker, you might wear pink, and a motherfucker might ride your ass. Oh, look, this nigga gay, boy, he got all that pink shit. Nigga,
When we're younger, for sure.
Right, like, and you take a nigga like Cameron or whatever, and he come out
and he rock that
everything
shit.
pink.
A real man wear pink.
Exactly.
Yeah, type
So,
shit.
like I said, when does it become so as though a man doesn't have to stand on the trend of what everybody is doing and can stand on his own shit?
I think it depends on the man.
True.
I know
For
men
sure.
right now that stand on who the fuck they are and don't give a shit about anything.
And I know men that have more feminine ways, but they're masculine as fuck.
I still call them gay, hands down. Like, I'm dead
You know what I mean?
bro.
I'm just saying,
No,
like,
hands down, but
and
like,
they have a fucking badass bitch.
Let's be real as shit. Like,
But they're
everyone in this
feminist.
room has probably heard me time or two before. See
You're
like,
fucking
that's
off the
fucking
hinges.
gay.
Yeah.
You're built
Yeah.
different. You're off the hinges.
Like, I don't take offense to words. Like,
Coastal
someone can
DJ, hey
say whatever
boy.
the fuck they want to
Hey.
be. 10 times out of 10, I'll probably fight you, hands down. But, like,
Yeah.
if I see something on my it's gay, bro, I was born in a different time. I'm not changing my fucking vernacular.
Nah, I ain't doing none of that
The
shit. No,
future
sir.
world didn't take
Me,
my motherfucking
no,
ass
me,
for
no.
nothing
No.
when I was growing up.
Right.
Hey, that is
Like,
crazy. How
straight
about
up.
that?
Why am I supposed to change the fit the
Right.
now narrative?
Like,
when
I
was
definitely
born
do not like seeing all that
Well,
flamboyant
what
shit.
about the motherfucking? Now we say that, right? Like,
Yeah.
okay, say that's your argument.
Yeah.
But then, me being a black man, I can't say that I would agree with somebody saying, well, guess what? If that's cool, then I should be able to call y'all niggers. Because I grew up in a time frame where they was calling y'all niggers.
I did not grow up in a time frame when they were saying
But
that.
I'm not saying you. I'm saying with that perspective that you're carrying, saying that.
Right.
If you're saying that.
It's racist in a gay way.
Right,
Pretty
no,
much.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
if you're saying that people don't
If you
have.
announce yourself as gay,
I know,
and somebody calls you gay,
I know.
what the fuck is the reason?
No, but
Like,
we grew up in a time where we used to call people gay for fun.
Right,
Let's be
right.
real.
You're being gay.
Let's be real
You're
about
gay.
this.
You're
This is
gay.
the realest.
Tell
You know
her
what
you're
I'm saying?
gay.
We said we didn't. It wasn't.
Mm.
Homeboy was not gay.
Let's
We
jump
knew
back
this
to
nigga
the
was
question
not
that
gay.
he had. I don't want to be. I don't want
It
to be
can
seen as avoiding
definitely.
this.
It
Hey,
can
be
definitely.
well,
They
be
can
well.
definitely
Hold on.
take it
Be
too
well.
far.
Be well.
too.
Hold
But
on,
yeah,
bro.
like, that's
Hold
the
on,
realest-
guys.
That's the
Mhm.
realest
I'm gonna
thing.
spark one up for this. Hold on, so I don't want to seem like I'm avoiding the question he asked.
All right.
All right, so I've come across older people, just like anybody else in this room. You hear them make racial slurs. I've come across younger people that make racial slurs. Difference is, younger people, I'm going to bust your motherfucking ass for doing it. Older people, it's a gray area for me. If I think you have a little bit of fight in you, I'll still stick your senior citizen ass. But dead ass, bro. I'm down to fight and shoot it out. Hands down.
Vouch for it, he will.
I will say he makes a really good point with what I was saying about the way I view it.
Yeah.
And with that, but the thing is, I can't relate to that.
Yeah.
I will say
Yeah,
that's my
true.
answer to it.
True.
I didn't want to seem like I was bouncing around the question or
Yeah,
anything.
for sure.
I can't relate to that form of growing
Being
up
real.
because my dad was best friends with his fucking dad.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't grow up in that. This is generation 2 of Bass Donaway. Like,
right,
this is
right, right,
crazy.
right.
But
Yeah.
I can't relate to the way those people were brought up and or think.
True. I get
And the
what you're saying.
reason I am temperamental with any kind of racism, it doesn't have to just be black and white.
I'm
Yeah.
just
It could
throwing
be
it
any
out there
type.
because it's a good way
That's-
to look at it.
And no one talks about this now.
You know what I'm saying?
Nobody talks about it.
And you're right.
I didn't think
For me,
about
when
it.
I
say
know
that-
I know
when
a
I talk
man in a
about-
man
hey,
situation
when
that
I-
just has always seemed wrong to me, and I know how it can be used as a and get took too far.
Yeah, but
Let him be who he's gonna be. I get it. I just don't like the
I
flamboyant
don't-
shit.
I'm
I just
not
don't like
gonna
the.
let
I
anyone
just
be
don't
who
like
they're
the
gonna be for the most
flamboyant
part.
part to it. But other than that,
Like,
bro,
makes you think,
if
like-
you don't bother me, go do you. I'm
But
not gonna
now,
bother
on a
you.
bigger
Good.
Side, because like I said, the name of this is the world is a stage. So on a bigger side, do you think that society-wise, we're getting back to the way it was when Caesar was the fuck around and the motherfuckers? Hey, it's no fucking secret that there was some gay stuff going on
Yeah,
around there.
yeah.
So do you think that society is going back to where it was? Do you think that?
I think society's more
Like-
approachable now because we have the media. I think we're seeing a lot more than we did in the early 2000s,
True.
the 90s, the 80s,
Ver-
the 70s.
Yeah, you're
because
right about that
the
part.
source
yeah.
of media that we have available to us now was not available. People don't have to be at that Diddy
Yeah.
party to know what happened at that Diddy party now.
Yeah.
I don't have to go to that album releasing to know who was there or what was done. I go on social media, whether somebody made a status, whether they posted a video, whether they slid a picture, whether
Yeah.
they took like anything.
Social
It's-
media
it's-
is a
it's
killer
so
out
in our
here, son.
faces now.
Yo,
As
that
a
shit
culture of
speeds up
humans,
so much more
as a
shit.
culture of humans, the closest thing to brainwashed any of us are is that little phone that we hold in our hands.
Yeah.
Because most of the time we
Phones.
sleep closer to that phone than we do our spouse.
True.
And that is a fuck.
That's
that-
a fact.
that-
That's a
bro, it
fact.
has to
That's a
be.
fact.
I had an ex-wife, hands down. Love you, love you, girl. We're
Uh-huh.
still on good terms. I slept closer to my phone than I did when I was with you.
Yeah,
Why?
a lot of
It
people
wasn't
do.
because I was doing dirt. Because
Right.
the fear of I was with her. I knew what was happening with her. We're hanging out. We're bar hopping or doing whatever. My mind was subconsciously in the form of what is everybody else in the world doing that it would distract me from my own enjoying of an experience sometimes. Like
Do you think that's everybody though? Like you said,
I'm speaking.
the world
from,
is a
Yeah.
fucking stage, bro.
is.
Everybody is worried about something at some point of your day. You are worried about or looking at or tuned into
What
somebody's
somebody
life
else
that
is
has
doing
nothing
to
fuck
do with
to
yours.
with
I
yours.
tune
Yeah.
in to Neon's 30-day stream 7 days
Yup.
a week on a business level that I hope.
Big
right?
Dave, chill the
Hold on,
fuck
hear
down.
this, hold this. On a level that I hope I get a chance to get them on my podcast,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
But there's no part of me that's going to look you two gentlemen in the face and let you know I don't tune in also at this point in time for the entertainment I find from it.
Yeah.
It started off
It
in
is
a
very
professional
entertaining,
manner.
for sure.
But like now, dude, that's what I turn on when I go to sleep just for the noise. Because I'm like, I'm like, my mind is drawn the fuck in on that stream so
Yeah.
much.
So
Like,
let's
sure.
get into that part. Let's get into that part, right? Because I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to sound old fashioned or nothing like that. I appreciate a good IRL stream. I do not find the fact that everyone has an IRL stream or whatever. Like, I don't know how to phrase this, but I feel like there are good IRL streams. I don't find a lot of it interesting. I feel like it's a field where a lot of people are getting in and doing IRLs and shit. But where does it come a thing of people trying to change their lives so as though they can stream it, so as though, you know what I mean, from us to watching somebody else's like what?
I feel like everybody
You know?
that people watches on live
Mhm.
at this point, any big figure you watch on live at this point, big figure, has come across the funds to create their life into whatever they dreamed of, and it's easy to fall into that dream. And I'm a victim.
Yeah.
I watch,
Okay.
and
Yeah,
this is no
for
diss to anyone I'm about to name. Aiden, your streams weren't like that when you first started. Kai's weren't like that when he first started. I appreciate Kai because he blew up on relatability. I feel like when that mouse ran across his room, he says it in interviews. He was like, "Dude, my pussy game was done, bro. None of the baddies are gonna fuck with me. No, nothing. Guess what? No, the world looked at you and was like, it's not only my house with mice.
Right.
This dude's online. I'm watching him. He's got people watching him. He's got mice. I have mice. I can do this. It makes it more relatable.
Yeah.
You
for
know,
sure.
like, and there's if anyone I'm not naming, it's no disrespect. I just naming the few streamers that I
like
watch.
Kai.
Like,
I like Kai. It's just my thing is this, right? It's like when I see his room decked out and it looks like the
A
game
battleground?
that he's playing
Yeah,
or whatever,
it's
I'm like,
badass.
oh, that's fire. You know what I'm saying? Look, my nigga, you know what I'm saying? I like gaming. That's my shit. But so I like that shit. When I see motherfuckers just going to restaurants and
People
they're
watching
just
them
sitting
eat.
there talking
People watching them eat and
dumb or
shit.
You're
whatever.
essentially watching the Kardashians TV show.
Yeah.
By the way,
Not to
Kardashians,
knock
you
against
got a
you.
big platform. Not
Y'all
saying that
fine.
shitting on you,
Y'all
but
fine.
if anyone in their life, if anyone in their life has seen an episode of the Kardashians, there's times where you'll see them just sitting in the house talking. There's times where you see them, but I feel like the difference with that being pre-recorded and released in seasons and the live stream for the younger generation, because I find myself in this role sometimes too. You're like, what is somebody else up to? And you might find interest in that. It might be an escape for that. It might be an escape from the reality that you're in right now. It might be a way to
Do you
take
feel
you
like they
away
have
from
to be
something.
rich, or do you feel like there's an extreme of one side? Like they either have to be living a party life, which is not ordinary. We love to see motherfuckers party.
No, yeah.
It gives me a
Yeah.
reason to party during
Cheers.
the week
Yeah.
when I see somebody
Cheers.
partying. I'm
It's
like,
empty,
oh,
but I'm
let's
choosing.
fucking get it. But all right, so like I said, do we feel like it needs to be an extreme? Like we want to see wealthy people, we want to see people living it up, or we want to see people extremely bad situations. Like how do you feel like?
As a stream watcher, like, and I heavily am a stream watcher, I enjoy seeing somebody stream even before they made it when they don't make the entire stream about how they haven't made it.
Right.
Like when Kai blew up, when that mouse ran across his room, he wasn't in there crying about how he's poor. He was in there hyped the fuck up like Kai is. And the mouse just happened to run across the screen. He was selling the person he wanted to be online, and that is what made him the attractive character that he is now. Pause. Like, no, but dead ass. Like, Kai's enthusiasm. Kai's enthusiasm, the way he goes about his streams, the amount of effort he puts into his streams, that was always there, I feel like, with him. It was always there. Like, the mouse running across the room just went viral. And
Right.
people were like, shit, this dude is fucking cool online.
Right.
Like, so I feel like
So you think anybody can do it? I'm asking that as a real.
anyone has the willpower to go through what it takes to do it. Some people will not recognize.
There's a financial part to it too.
Yes.
But I'm saying, Kai
True.
wasn't good.
Yeah.
Kai wasn't good financial until
True.
Phantom went and picked him up, man P.
Yeah.
But he was pushing every day.
Do we know
Because-
his financial situation like officially before he blew up? I'm just
Yeah,
wondering.
do we
because
know the
it's
facts
saying, like,
behind
he
it?
should
If
sit on
anybody
the
would, yeah.
Oh, okay.
In a tiny bedroom.
Oh.
Oh
okay.
shit! All right.
In a tiny bedroom where his mom would come in and scream.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no, he lived in the hood of New York.
Oh, okay.
And
Right.
Phantom
Hey.
started in the hood of New York. And Kai, I'm not saying that.
Shout
as
out to
I'm
Kai.
saying that as a big,
No, yeah,
a
we
Big
love
up,
Kai.
big up,
Oh,
Kai.
I'm a
yeah,
big
yeah.
fan. And I'll show the guys videos of his early streams later, but hands down, when Kai first started off, he was doing YouTube skits. He'd put on a little suit and be like,
But
and they're like, what are you doing? He was like, the sign says stop. And then he started streaming and started working for him. But like, his brother would come in that lived in the room
All right.
next to him. A bunch of them lived in one place. Like,
so where the hell? I'm not even going to stunt, right? I don't want to sound like a hater, but I gotta play both sides on this thing, right? All right. So where the hell did people lose their identity to the point that we look to the internet for what's trending and all that stuff and all that for like what we do? If Kai Cenat goes on there and wears a shirt, guaranteed you looking for that shirt.
that's why
You-
McDonald's told him to sign on to the chicken Big Mac. People are gonna order it.
You know what I'm saying? So
Sure.
There's streamers right now that go on the
Really?
McDonald's, like, let me get the Kai Cenat meal.
you better fucking
Damn.
yeah.
Kidding me?
Damn.
Right on time for the Ebola exposure from McDonald's. Like, they're playing that
Damn.
out.
Hey yo,
We talked about that shit
yeah,
earlier,
I think it
bro.
was E. coli.
E. coli.
Yeah,
E. coli.
The other E, my bad.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure we said
Both
that straight
dangerous,
for the
both
record. It was
dangerous.
E. coli. And it was in I think they found it in the quarter pounder burger.
But yeah, like the
Yeah.
same reason, and I might be misspeaking on this one. I believe Kai Cenat was the first non-athlete before he was like his pro basketball career. He was the first non-pro
That was a good
athlete to
gimmick.
get a Nike deal.
Sounds like it was a good
He
gimmick.
was signed to Nike when he was only streaming. So like
You need Nike
companies
tennis
like
shoes
Nike,
to stream.
companies like Nike and shit, right? They looked at his platform. They looked at the amount of people he brings on. People don't realize when Kai goes live, it's easy 100 grand soon with people watching. 100,000 people within a few minutes watching.
That is nuts.
And his
No,
chat
straight
is
like
so
That's
fucking
nuts.
fast, you could freeze it and still not be able to read all of it. It's crazy. Like, companies like that, like Nike,
for
huge
sure.
company, looked down and was like,
Nike.
his platform
Nike's for real, bro.
is, and Kai has, you know, the banner on, like, this is for people of a certain age. But, like, every kid nowadays, they don't want to be your average rapper no more. They want to be Kai Cenat. They want to be I Show Speed.
How about that though? How about the fact that now, do you because being as though go stream that BTB Gorilla, I be killing this shit on the rap scene. I got to fucking wonder, like, why so many artists are still stuck talking about so much gangster shit when, nigga, that's not the only outlet now. Let's be real about this shit.
It
That's
was
why
never
these
the only
streamers are-
outlet, but it was the
Right.
only sold outlet.
Yeah, well, not the only outlet, but it was. I'm gonna put
It was
it
well
like
sought
this.
after.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it like this. Like I said, like I'm from a time where as though, yeah, it was, nigga, you can play sports, nigga, you can make music of some sort, or you can get a fucking construction job, go to the army. Those were
Your three big
yeah,
avenues
that
for
was the
career.
black
Right.
community at the time that I
Right,
grew up, my
right.
nigga. I don't give a fuck with upper class America say anybody else. I'm trying to tell you, nigga, that was what it was. And it was like I wanted to be a lawyer. You feel me? Like that was what I wanted to be before anything.
You still
Anyway,
learn some law.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You still learn some law.
You feel me? But anyway, it's
That
like,
library's
it's
open a
like,
couple days a week.
like you get to that point, like where does it go from that point of just like I said, that realness? We ain't have those outlets. You know, now there's so many outlets, nigga. If I was a rapper coming up in today's world, even if that was my calling was to make music, I wouldn't be rapping about a life that I didn't have to live in certain facets. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
That's why you can't even tell me that there's nothing in this world you can't do. There's so many opportunities out here. You just gotta get off your ass and go and get it.
See, and well, people, I love that, but I feel like a lot of times people see get off your ass and go up and get it, and they'll go up and get it, and they'll pump their circle up for 3-4 days at a time.
True.
And they'll go up and get it for 3-4 days, and they don't get that big check. They don't get that big endorsement. They don't get that big
It is
streamer
hard.
or that
I
big
mean, it
rapper
is
that wants
hard.
to collab with them, and it falls out.
Right.
It's there has to be a level of duration and tolerance
And talent.
that comes with you. Well, yeah, definitely talent.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, if you have it, and you know you have it, give it a shot. But give it a shot for a year and a half. Don't give it a shot for a week.
Realistically.
Don't give it a shot for a week. Give it a shot for a year and a half, and understand there's going to be confusion. There is going to be down times. There is going to be times where you're like, fuck all this. Like, I'm hitting my boy up for a job. Like, there's going to be times where shit is on top of the moon because you had that one video go viral and you're like, I made it. No, that is not it. That you need to run like you have 0.3 miles left in your gas tank and the gas station is 0.5 away. At all fucking times. And I'm a firm believer of that.
For sure.
I mean, dead ass. No matter what you think you have, just you can't take your foot off. And I'm sure people like we formerly mentioned in this podcast, like I'm sure, Kai and
I'm sure
I
they
can't
have
really speak on
roadblocks. They
Aiden,
have
like,
plenty
he
of
had
roadblocks.
pretty good money growing
They don't
up.
come without any roadblocks.
Yeah, but you got
Well,
that comes with the, maybe
At
the
the same
adapt
time, you
maybe
gotta
the
be
adapt
realistic.
conversation we had earlier.
Well, then you got to be realistic. Like Mike B. Well, he briefly said, you got to be realistic. But in the real terms of it, people don't look at it like. People look at it like, okay, I'm gonna be a comedian, I'm a comedian now. Nigga, the bills is still fucking coming.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The
yes.
shit ain't stopping. You gotta be
Yes.
realistic. What type of time frame can you cut out to do this? Because you're gonna have to make compromise.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The
Like
most,
you gotta
the most
deal with your
successful
resources.
people. This goes from Kevin Hart all the way to Rob Dyrdek. Like they both have interviews where they speak about when it first came for their big time. Before they did anything, they sat down and was like, "What kind of balance of life do I want to have?" And people shit on Kevin Hart a lot because they're like, he doesn't turn down movies. Guess what? He doesn't have to, because when he first got on, and he's open about his credit being bad and shit, he had to do what he had to do to get that shit right and get back to zero. But he was like, I based everything off. I want X amount of time with my family, X amount of time on the job, and X amount of time on my future goals.
That's realistic.
Which
as
is
fuck.
Heart Entertainment.
Realistic.
That's the production company. He was working on that with time
That's
set
a
out
family
when he
man.
was
It's a
still getting
family
his
man.
credit right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Rob Dyrdek, he talks about doing his first show, Robbing Big,
I
with
fought
MTV.
with Rob very big.
He said that's the only show he's ever spent money on. Their opening episode, 3-6 Mafia performed in the
They're
backyard, but
funny
then
as
he
shit.
backed out and he was like, here's how I want my 100% of my life to be, not my day, my life.
Yeah.
He said, I want to dedicate X amount of time to TV, X amount of time to my family, and didn't even have a wife at that time. X amount of time to my family, and X
But you
amount of
got
time to
people like
future
that,
productions.
And then you got people like
It's
Elon
nice
Musk,
when you're able to
where-
do that.
where it's
Money
like-
was never
he's
an
like,
issue.
He's like,
Yeah.
but the work ethic is unmatched. Elon Musk will tell you straight up, I'm sleeping 3-4 hours a night. That's what I sleep.
Yeah.
That is so.
You talking
hard.
about one of the richest, if not the richest man? You know what I mean?
I don't know who it is.
Like, he's
right
up
now, like,
there, and you talking about, but that's what I mean, like about what it
He
takes to make
lives-
the dream happen. Like you know,
I
what
will
I'm
say,
saying?
as an average person, when I look at Elon, he has, from my perspective, a life situation that I can't even fathom.
No. I don't know if anybody on this world
Like
can.
the United States went to that bitch and was like, "There's somebody stuck by the moon. Can you go get them?" Like
did you hear
man.
what he
I've
said
been
about
called
food?
for. I've been called for a ride.
He said that
But
eating
never the moon.
food is inconvenient. Yeah, he's like he literally only wants the nutrients. So I'm pretty sure by now, because that
He's
was like
just-
a few years ago.
He's just,
I'm pretty sure he gets a
getting
tablet
infused.
or something.
hey,
That's
well,
some
hold on. No,
nutrients.
so back in I think it was we got to check this. Back with it was between 2005 and 2013. There was like an internet icon on the rise that was he started infusing himself with the blood of younger people.
That's scary.
Wow.
Because
What the
you get-
fuck? It was
because-
That's
Dracula?
some vampire
He thought-
shit,
he
bro.
thought that it was going to
Make him
uh,
younger or some dumb
no,
shit.
It was going to slow down his aging process because
Fountain of
it is
youth,
a
pretty much
science
type
that
shit.
blood in children do have like that's wild.
Yeah.
I'm
anyway,
saying it's an actual thing though.
That's-
Hold on, they can look
Yeah.
it up. They can look it up.
It
It's
okay?
sounds
gonna
like-
slow down his aging because his ass is going to prison and you age
No,
younger in
hands
prison.
down, dude. Like, hey, you guys remember the Chicken Soup books? Chicken Soup
yeah.
for Soul?
Yeah.
Hey yo, well, my last bit I did it was chicken noodle soup for the prisoner's soul, and I was reading through that bitch, right? And there was one in that book. Every single page or every single story is written by different inmates across the country, and that was like the cool thing about it, if you want to consider that cool. But there was one page where the dude's in the courtroom, and he was like, I think it was like grand larceny or something the guy was charged with in the illustration, but he said something about, he was like, definitely not trying to go to jail. Like, I'm still in touch with my inner child and this and that, like that. Pause. And he was like, the judge sentenced him. He was like, I give you X amount of years for the crime, and I give you X amount of years for being in touch with your inner child. And I was like, yo.
Shit.
And then there was another one. It was a Thanksgiving Day one out of somebody in, what is it, Delaware. It's a big prison in Delaware. Where is it? Wilmington. He was in Wilmington State Prison.
damn,
He's
what's
in
that
that
one?
book. He's in that book.
Damn, I forget
This
what
is
that
Chicken
one's
Soup for
called.
the Soul?
Yeah.
What
So-
the fuck soul was they feeding?
The Prisoner Soul.
It's called
Prisoner Soul.
Green.
Okay.
Yeah, so there
It's
was
called
one-
Green something. I know that
No,
prison.
it's not. It's got a pink cover.
I'm talking about the prison.
Oh, I
In
have no idea.
Wilmington,
It just
yeah,
says
yeah.
Wilmington, Delaware. Yeah, but he sat back and he was like, he was at the chow table. He was like, man, today said turkey, mashed potatoes, stuffing, cranberry sauce, green bean casserole.
You got
Where's all that? And he goes,
food.
it's on the bowl.
You got food.
Nah, dude, I left that book in the pen when I left out because my buddy wanted it. And I was like, I'm a firm believer when you leave out of a stint, man. If it's not something you absolutely need outside,
leave that
for the
shit.
boys.
Leave that shit.
Leave that for the boys,
Shit,
for
yeah.
real. Especially people you fuck with, man.
Yeah, they
Got extra
say.
envelopes and shit.
Yeah,
Leave them, bro.
Oh shit.
they say it's bad luck when you bring shit home from
I
prison
ain't
with you.
gonna lie.
I brought home my flat screen TV because I was at
When I
ECI.
left the
Dickhead.
feds,
They wouldn't let you keep it with people,
When I
bro.
left the
They would
feds,
get a ticket.
I took my
I
tablet
didn't want to
to
take
be
it.
a dickhead because only nigga I would have gave it to was my nigga Prophet, first off, or my nigga Manny, and them niggas already knew that they wasn't gonna do nothing with it. And my nigga Prophet had one, and anyway, yeah, nah, I most of the shit I left. The book, the autobiography of Milton Hershey, nigga, look. I'm trying to tell you. You go in the bids, you reading Robert Greene, you trying to get your hand on all these books that all these niggas gonna tell you the game on, all this shit, whatever. Nigga, the autobiography of Milton Hershey, nigga, that book is, I'm trying to tell you, that shit'll set you in motion. That shit powerful, like the Sun Tzu, the Art of War, nigga, like, I'm trying to tell you.
Hershey just has me entertained.
No, real shit.
No,
like,
when I was younger, you mentioned the Art of War. When I was doing, I think it was my second bid, I was able to come across a copy of it. And I was thinking, I was like, damn, we talked about this when I was younger. Maybe I should give it a read. I gave it a read. One thing, like for somebody,
and it was like that, wasn't it? Was it like that?
Yeah, it was like that. Yeah, it was dope. But like, my level of comprehension, I'm not trying to like talk no shit like I'm retarded or nothing like. But like, I have difficulty understanding some, some illustrations. Like it's. But like I would have to read through a couple times.
Art of War.
The Art of War is a very vague book. It's not a thick book. When you look at it, you're gonna be like, oh, this is what Fortune 500 companies is reading. It's literally a lot of perception. They give you, it's a strategy. It's all a strategic book. That's what the book is. It's literally just a strategy book for. It's going to tell you about different situations, like it's a war and it seems like an ancient battle type of situation. But the way that it's described is to help you through everyday situations, business situations. It's one of them. It's just weird.
Once you get done with the book, you can relate it to every aspect of your life.
Smoke a blunt and read that shit. I
I
guarantee
didn't
you.
have the ability to
Wow.
smoke that blunt.
Obviously
But,
not.
got to it.
When you bidding, and I'm trying to tell you,
If you're bidding and somebody comes up with a blunt,
that nigga James
leave.
Patterson. Yo, I hope James Patterson got a fund
Lock
for
up.
prisoners because nigga, so many prisoners read James Patterson.
that is.
Lee Child. I hope motherfucking Lee Child has a fund for prisoners because nigga, y'all is
They
best
putting
selling
on for
authors.
y'all, for real.
Right, y'all is best selling authors because of the prison system. What else do I want to shout out there? What was that show I was talking about? Under Below Deck.
Yeah, yo, shout out Below Deck.
Below Deck, nigga.
Bro,
and
we
the
watched the
feds-
shit out of y'all in the prison
Nigga, I'm
system.
trying to tell you.
They got bad bitches on Below Deck too.
Yo,
God
Below
damn.
All
I
right,
forget
let's
the
talk
name of
Below
them
Deck
one books
real
that went
quick.
around.
Hey,
Might have to
Below,
take balls soon.
yo, Below fucking
Dying right now.
Deck. Yeah, it's one of them. So, look, all right, let's go through this Below Deck shit real quick, though, right? If y'all have not seen fucking Below Deck,
Check it out. Start on season 1. It don't even take episodes to get you caught in.
nigga,
It stays the same every season, different cast.
yeah, and sometimes the captain changes.
Hey, it breaks my heart when the captain changes.
Yeah, you
See,
remember
I was
the
too
old
far
dude?
into it. See?
You remember the old dude?
Yeah, he left for surgery for like 3
Yeah.
episodes, came back.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, I was like, you out there in the islands, bro. Don't do it.
I didn't want to start off talking about all the other stuff that happens on Below Deck, but it's called Below Deck. Just gonna let y'all know.
Discover if you want. If you don't discover, that is on you.
Your fault.
Right.
Dead ass.
All right. So, y'all want to take a quick break?
Yeah, we'll come back. Yeah, I'm having a good time with this one.
Yes,
Yeah, we're gonna come back a
Take a
little
quick
bit
little
later.
ad break.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But
This here is sponsored by the BTBRevolution.com. If you guys have not visited, please visit it. You can find out about all things on
you
BTB
see the
going
merchandise?
on.
I forgot to tell y'all niggas the merchandise is rotating through in the
That's part-
screenshot
that's
over
part of
on the side.
That's part of it.
Oh well, my bad.
You good?
Look, hey,
sir.
listen to
So
what
you
was
can
telling
find
me.
out about all projects and things that both Gorilla, BTB Gorilla, and Coastal Degen are involved in. You can come up on upcoming situations going on, such as the Unheard podcast that could be coming to a bar near you. So jump in the comments, jump in the DMs. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know the greatest bar around you that you like to chill at with your friends, and we could end up in your area. On top of that, the merchandise is there and always updating. Get it while you can because we never redrop. So please visit the btvrevolution.com for you, and or we're coming up on the holiday seasons. Could be a good thing for your friends or family. But we'll be right back with you guys.
Hey, look, I ain't even got nothing else to say to that shit. Dude, that shit was a. That shit was
Shit.
stepping over chairs and shit up in this bitch.
Yeah, my
That's how I
gut
do
feels
shit.
about a bust.
Yo, every